Hello, my stamping friends, and welcome to Party at Home with Diane. And today's stamp set spotlight is going to be Sending Hugs stamp set and the Layering Hugs die set. And this one, I liked it in the catalog. You can find it on page 19. But I really like it now that I have it because I think it'll be a really versatile set. So make sure you subscribe down below. And in the comments down below, I'll have the dimensions of the cards listed along with the supplies that I used. So let's get started. So this is the Sending Hugs die, and you can see it's pretty big. It has a flower and a stem and a leaf, and then it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sentiments that go with it. And where'd my ruler go? So this stamp set, this Hugs, it's pretty big. It's about 4 inches by 3.5 inches. And so it's a really big stamp. So I really liked it, and it's fun to play with. Here's the coordinating die. It's called Layering Hugs dies. And you get a cutout, and you'll see right here. So it cuts out the whole Hugs. Now this is smaller than the stamp set, so if you think it's just going to cut out all the itty bitty parts in the inside, that's not exactly the case. So, and I'll give you an example. Here we go. So I've already die cut this, so there is missing pieces, but so you can see the size of the stamp, but the actual die cut itself is smaller. So I had gone and colored the whole thing and then decided I wanted to cut it out. And so this is what I got right here. So if you want, I would suggest maybe just coloring all these like a green and do greenery, and then you could do the Hugs on the inside. But it is smaller, and I just wanted to let you know that, so you're not getting, you know, the whole outline of that. So I don't want you to think that that's what's going to happen when you cut it out. But this is still a great stamp and die set. So it comes with the little send or Hugs. So you'll see here, it cuts out the Hugs. So you can use the cutouts, or you can use this part. You can lay this down and use your blending pen and use it as a template. Or you could just use it on your card as part of your design. So, I mean, you get a 2-for-1 on that one. And then it cuts out the flowers here. So here's the flower. Where did it go? Here's the flower stamped and colored. And then here's the flower die cut. So you'll see that it does, well, I'll just use this. Right in here, it does remove the insides of where you colored it, so it doesn't just do an outline. So I want you to make sure that you know that. But these are still really great to use, and you can see I used it on this card over here, and I used the leaves. So here's the leaves right here, and it cuts out 2 leaves with 1 cut. It's 1 die, but it cuts out both leaves. And then this one cuts out this right here. You could use it as a button leaves or all just leaves. And then it has the framelets to cut out all the sentiments. So here's my examples that I did right here. And for some reason right now, I am loving these little cards. So this is a 6x6 that I cut out in the basic white, and I scored it at 3 inches. And I don't know why, I like these little cards, and they fit. Stampin' Up doesn't send the sell envelopes to fit the 3x3s or 3x6s, but you can find them on, you know, the shop that starts with an A, and they're like 100 envelopes for like $10. So they're really cheap. They're called coin envelopes or money envelopes, I think. So anyway, but these are just fun. So here on this one, I used the Brights 6x6 Designer Series paper, and you can find this on page 134 of the new catalog. And these are all double-sided, so you have a crisscross design, you have a kind of like a block, you have lines, and then on the other side, they're all double-sided. So you'll see it has all the other ones that coordinate. And this is just a really fun background paper. Now, you could, like I said, die cut this whole Hugs out using this one right here, using the Designer Series paper, and it'll give it a lot of dimension in the Hugs. I hadn't cut those out yet that way, but that is an option. I thought I had cut one out because I've been playing with these, but I guess I hadn't. So for inks on this one, I used the Blushing Bride. I used the Blushing Bride paper, and then I cut out these with the Blushing Bride. The Hugs I cut out in the soft Seafoam. Here we go. And then I used the little Pearl Basic Jewels, and you get 140 of the different sizes. They go from pretty small all the way up to large. So you get 140 of those for just $5 US. And those are on page 143. So that's just a fun little card. And then this card here, I used the Granny Apple Green for the sentiment. And you can see I used the die to cut out the sentiment down here. And then I used the dimensionals to pop it up. And so I cut the die out in just the basic white. And then I used Pear Pizzazz to cut out the Hugs. And I just layered those on top. And you'll see that the Hugs, they cut just a little bit smaller than the die here. So you get a little dimension. You get the white behind it. And you can also use your dimensionals to pop these up a little bit. I didn't, but you can. And then on the inside of this one, I just used this stamp right here and stamped it twice. And then Happy Birthday, and I used the Granny Apple Green for that. The Happy Birthday I used from a different die set. And, oh, the Sweet as a Peach. I used the Happy Birthday from the Sweet as the Peach die set. I really like to pull from other sets that I use because I love sentiments, and you know, they are what they are. I love sentiments. This one I haven't stamped on the inside yet because I like to wait till I give the cards before I stamp the insides, because I might need a get well card but have a birthday card. So for me, it's just easier to wait and stamp the insides. This one is a birthday card, so it's going out on Saturday. And then in one of the stamp sets, do I have it out here? Here's a card. It's called Here's a Card, and I don't think it's in the new catalog, but I just love this because, again, I love sentiments. And they have this. It says, I made you a card because you're worth it. I mean, that should be in every catalog because everybody is worth a card. So on the back, I stamped it, I made you a card because you're worth it. And then I have a stamp. Years and years ago from Stampin' Up, you used to be able to order stamps with your names on them. And I do cards that I don't always use the Stampin' Up. So years ago, I had just pulled the Stampin' Up part off. Now I'm kind of kicking myself because I don't know where it's at. So I have to buy a new stamp. But anyway, I stamp it with that. And so that is the spotlight for today. Here's the die set. Oops, pardon my hands. And here is the stamps. And here are the 2 cards that I made. Just 6 by 6 square, scored at 3 inches, and you are good to go. So happy stamping, and I will see you soon. Make sure you subscribe down below so you get updates, and I will see you soon.